channel. Just gonna put this up like that. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification button, and if you can hear the noises in the back, it is my fan. So yes, it's my fan. So yeah. Okay, so the first books I'm going to start with is the books that I actually bought. These books. I bought all these with my own money. And the first one is the Splendorous Love Despicable. That's what it is. And I'm going to read the back of it. Kathleen Mart desperately needs a date for her sister's wedding, especially since her little white lie about her American boyfriend has spiraled out of control. Now everyone she knows, including her ex and his fiancé, will be there and eager to meet him. She has only 4 weeks to find someone willing to cross the Atlantic and aid in her dispatching New York to Spain. It is no short flight in her. Resource family won't be easy to fool. Ranco's family won't be easy to fool. And enter area Black Ford, her tall, handsome, sorry if I can't read right, concerning college, who supervisely offers to step in. She'd rather refuse. Never has her been more grateful, blood boiling, and it's man. But Callan is desperate, and as the wedding draws nearer, Aaron looks like her best option, and she begins to realize he might not be as terrible in the real world as he is at the office. So this looks like it's going to be a good book. It's actually a New York bestseller. It was written by Elaine Mars Arms, if you can see that. I don't know if you can. But yeah, that's another book. And then I just recently bought this book. It's Mad About You. I bought this at Walmart. And she's written actually 2 other books, Just Last Night and If I Ever Meet You. So I want to get those 2 books and read them. But this is actually for my September read. But I'm not doing that video right now. So the back says Harrison Hilton is the most demanding wedding photographer in town. But she doesn't believe in romance. Ruth's the ideal of marriage and thinks chocolate fountains are in a mission, which is why when her longtime partner proposes, she panics and suddenly Harrison is single and living down the hall from her ex. She needs a new apartment like yesterday. Enter Cal Clark, is hopeless romantic who just experienced his own wedding-related disaster. Harrison and Cal are like chow and cheese, but as they go from strangers to roommates and to friends, it becomes clear they're both running from something. When Harrison's most heavily guarded secret comes to light, her world implodes, and Callie, with his witty humor and gentle advice, is a surprising source of calm at the center of the storm. With her career, friendships, and reputation on the line, Harrison must finally face her past in order to take control in her future. Because if she's willing to stop playing it safe, if she's willing to stop playing it safe, if she's not willing to stop playing it safe and risk everything to share her truth, real love and happiness may be waiting on the other end. So I think this is going to be a really good book. Just hold a second. I gotta do this because this is not showing my whole face. Now it's better. So yeah, I really think that this book is really good, and I just had to fix my phone. Sorry guys. I think this book is gonna be really good to read in September. So yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then this other book, The Last to Vanish, is from Megan Miranda. Oh, it's not the same author that I have there. Anyhow, I bought these at Shoppers. I bought the 3 at Shoppers, and I had PC points. I'm going to tell you a story. I bought these 3 books at Shoppers, and I have PC points, so I collect PC points. And what happened was that I decided I wanted 3 books, so I paid for my books. I paid half of my books off because it was $50, and $50 came off, and I only had to pay $66 for all 3 of these books. These 3 books right here. So, I only paid $50 for them. Now, that's pretty cool. I think it's awesome if you have a PC points. Yeah, use it for that. And I have a PC card, so yeah. But anyhow, this is a book that was written by Megan Miranda. If I just said her name. Okay, so here's 10 years ago, Albigan Lovett fell into a job she loves. Megan, the Passage in Causey Resort is I can't talk right. In Nestland in the mountains of North Carolina, in a town called Cutter Pass. Tourists are drawn to the town for its outdoor offering and proximate to the Appalachian Trail, but also for its northern history as the last known location. For 6 different visitors who vanished without a trace over the past 3 decades, when journalists Landon and West comes to investigate the story of the Vanish Trail. The disappearance himself, the town and the thrust it back into the spotlight. After months without any leads, Abby is shocked when West's brother Trey checks into the Passage Inn. One evening, knowing how cold the case is, Abby can't help but feel for this man. She's all too familiar with how the locals tend to close ranks to the outside, but it's until Abby uncovers critical new evidence that she realizes how very little she knows about her co-workers and neighbors, and just how dangerous that is. Megan Miranda is her best in the last to vanish in retrieving the thriller filled with taut suspicions and shocking twists that will keep you guessing until the very end. Oh, I can't wait to read this book. It so looks good. Oh my god, excuse me, I don't mean to say that, but just by reading the thing on it, it's going to be such a good book. And it's a bestseller too, so which is really good. You'll be seeing a video about this at the end of September. The next one is The Wrong Place, Wrong Time. So, this is one of the UK's bestseller author. So, late October after midnight, you're waiting up for your 17-year-old son. He's past curfew. As you watch from the window, he emerges, and you realize he isn't alone. He's walking towards a man, and he's armed. You can't believe it, but when you see him do it, your funny, happy teenage son, he's killed a stranger right there on the street outside your house. You don't know who, you don't know why. You only know your son is now in custody. His future shatters the night you fell asleep to despair. All is lost until you wake, and it's yesterday. And then you wake again, and it's the day before yesterday. Every morning you wake up, and earlier in another day. Before the murder with another chance to stop it is somewhere in the past, lies unanswered, the triggering for this crime, and you don't have a choice but to find it. So technically this girl witnessed her 17-year-old boy kill a man right in front of their house, and I can't wait to read this either. This is a mystery, and so it's this one, and it's gonna be so good. So I can't wait. If you've read these books, please comment down below if you like them. So yeah, those are the 4 books that I've bought, and now I'm gonna do. Sorry, I can get those on the bed. Now I'm gonna do library books. So this is row up poses. So let's read this. Having been pursued by her tight-knit Indian community to get married at a young age, to her first serious boyfriend, Anya Design, must know starts from the beginning, learning who she is and what that she truly wants. But Anya doesn't have time to start over. Telling her parents she was separated from her husband was the hardest thing she ever done, and she's still dealing with the fallout. She has a young daughter to raise and risks everything to make it work by launching her own business. She'll be focused to look inside herself and to become the strong, independent woman she's never had the chance to be. That kind of woman who would be proud to have her daughter follow her in her steps. Accountable author Sony Lang's new novel is a delightful modern look at what happens for a young woman when traditions dating is independence and whatever that word is. But I think I'm going to like this book too. Now, this book, it's a continue on from the last book I read, and it was the guest list I read, the last book I read. And this is a continue on to it. It's called The Haunting Party. And The Haunting Party is a continue on from the guest list. So during the laundry days of the Christmas break, and a group of 30-something friends from Oxford met to welcome in the New York together. A tradition they began as students 10 years ago. For the vacation, they chose an isolation estate in the Scottish Highlands that prefers a perfect place to get away and unwind by themselves. They arrived on December 30th, just before a historical blizzard seals the lodge off from the outside world. 2 days later, on New Year's Day, one of them is dead. The trip began innocently enough, admiring of the stunning of forbidding sensory champagne in front of past. But after a decade, the weight of secret resentment has grown too heavy for the group to bear. Amid the bio-stern reveal of New Year's Eve that could holding them together snaps. Now one of them is dead, and the other one of them did it. Keep your friends close, and the old adage goes. But just how close is it too close? So yeah, this is a continue on from the guest list. It has some of the same characters in it, because I was looking at it. It has Heather. I know it has Heather in it. And it's a continue on. And then it has a new one called, I think, Katie. And then, anyhow, I recommend the first book. If you're interested, read the first book, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I like this one. I'm going to be reading that one. Now, these other two books are not from the other book that I found. This is Not a Happy Family. It was written by Shirley Lepin. I can't say her name, sorry. Okay, so here it is. Is this family everyone is keeping a secret, even the dead? Ooh, this seems really good. Okay. Bracken Hill is in upstate New York, is an expensive place to live. You have to be rich to have a house there, and Fred and Shirley Mountain essentially are rich. But even all their money can't protect them from them when a killer comes to call the Martin and are brutally murdered by the night after at Easter dinner, with their 3 adult kids who of cause are devastated. Or are they? They each stand inherited millions, and they were never a happy family, thanks to their vindictive father and neglected mother. But perhaps one of the siblings is more despaired than everyone knew. Did someone snap after that dreadful evening, or did another person appear later that night with the worst of intentions? That must be what happened. After all, if one of your family were capable of something as gruesome as this, you know. Ooh. So it's a mystery. Ooh. It's 61 chapters. 61 chapters, yep. What I hate about some books is that they have part 1, part 2, part 3. I hate that. So, hopefully this one doesn't. But that's one. And then the other one is from her, is the end of her. So, let's see. A long ago accident and a visitor from out of the blue. Stephanie and Patrick are adjusting to life with their Coakley twin girls. The babies are a handful, but even as Stephanie struggles with the disorder of sleeping and deprivation, there's one thing she's sure of: she has all she ever wanted. Then Eric, a woman from Patrick's past, appears and makes a disturbing accusation. Patrick had always said his first wife's death was an accident, but now Erica claims it was murder. Ooh. Patrick instant his innocence, that this is nothing but a blackmail attempt. Still, Erin knows about things about Patrick, things that make Stephanie begin to question her husband. Stephanie isn't sure what or who to believe. As Stephanie trusts her and her husband begins to fold, Patrick stands to lose everything. Is Patrick telling the truth? Is Erin the presumed liar Patrick says she is? Or has Stephanie made a terrible mistake? How will it end? Ooh, I can't wait to read this one. This one seems really a mystery and really, really good. So hopefully it's. I hope it is. Okay, so these are these are 4 books that I'm reading. I'm gonna be reading. I'm gonna put them over here. And then there's 4. 2. Yeah, there's 4. The other one is that I got from the library is If the Shoe Fits. Let's read the back of it. Oh, where did she put it? Okay, here it is. Cindy loves shoes, and well-placed bow in a China steak hill is her form of self-expression. As a fashion-obsession plus-size woman, she can never find a designer clothes that work on her body. But a special pair of shoes always fits just right, and that is true. With a shiny new design degree, but no job in sight, Cindy moves back with her stepmother, Erin Turner, the executive producer of the world's biggest reality dating show. When a slot on before midnight needs filling at the last minute, Cindy is thrust into the spotlight, showcase her killer shoes collection on network TV. Seems like a great way to jumpstart her career, and while she's at it, why not go on a few lavish dates with an obligate suitor? But being the first and only plus-size contestant before midnight turns her into a viral sensation and a body positivity icon. Overnight, even harder to believe, she can actually see herself falling for this Prince Charming. To make it to the end of the sprint, the backhand compliance convincing producer. And a house full of fluid constants she's not sure she can trust. Cindy will have to take a leap of faith and hope her heels and her heart don't break in the process. The bestseller author Julie Murphy is reminding of the beloved fairy tale in the enchanting story of self-love and the believing in the happy ending of each and every one of us deserves. That is so good. Oh my God. I was just reading the back, but I really think this is going to be a good book. This is going to be a good book to read. It's all about body positivity. It's about a girl who's overweight, goes on a show, who has a stepmom. Like I was just reading. I'm going to definitely read this book. I am definitely going to read it. So that's one of the books I'm going to read. The Kitchens of the Great Midwest. Okay. The Midwest chef, Lars Ronan, has 3 loves in his life: his kitchen, his wife, Cynthia, and his newborn daughter, Eva. When Cynthia falls in love with wine and a dash similar, he's left to raise Eva on his own and is devastated. Devotes his life to sharing his passion with his only child. Starting with a short. After a childhood shaped by a tragedy, Eva will find its solace and salvation in the flavors of her native Minnesotas, and she is blessed with a once in a graduation plant, and unlimited becomes the mystery chef. Behind the most thoughtful after-dinner reservations in the country, with a voice like no other, Jay Weinstern devolves into American heartland, sweeping the vast landscape of Lutheran church, bake-off chefs, chili peppers eating contests, and the opening deer season to capture the selection of the Midwest and the rise of foodie culture. Each chapter in this strikingly original doubt tells the story of how a single dish or ingredients come into Eva's life and culminate in an opportune emotion feast that's a testament to Eva's spirit and resources, showing the ways in which food provides us with both comfort and community. Kitchens in the Great Midwest is by turning quickly hilarious and heartbreaking. This novel is about One Girls. I think it's going to be a really good book. And it's written by a man. Men can write books. But anyhow, it's J.Y. Starlin. And it seems like it's going to be a good book. Yeah, free beard tomorrow. Oh, back, yeah. So anyhow, those are the books that I will be reading and that I've gotten, and I'm actually probably gonna be purchasing them. Sorry guys, that's just my phone. I will be purchasing them when I find them. I do have a book on the way from Poshmark that I read. It's the guest list. And yeah. But anyhow, I'm going to delete that because I was just checking my phone. Sorry. Please, if you like this video, please hit the subscribe button. If you don't, that's fine. If you don't like books, that's okay. I'm not going to make you do all that. So, but if you like anything you see in this video, please go ahead and get the book and read it. And I'll be reading all those. I'm already reading cheat sheets, so which is my August read. So yeah, but anyhow, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification button. And thank you for watching, guys. Bye.